Hey everyone, today we have one of my favorite brands in-house. I'm super excited about this. You've probably heard about this brand. It's OLFA. Founded about 70 years ago in Japan. I have Scott here that's going to show us the lineup. Scott, walk us through the lineup.
First, we'll start off with one of the more popular items, which is the L1. It's very popular. It's a good price point, but it also has lots of good features. It's ergonomically designed, so it's very easy to grip and feels good in your hands. Comes with a steel blade as well, which is very sharp. All the OLFA blades are very sharp, so make sure you be very careful with them. And they cut very well. I'll take a piece of cardboard here, and just like that.
Just like that.
Very easy.
This is one of my favorite knives. It just feels good in your hand.
It does. It does. It's a very popular cutting tool from OLFA. Their #1 selling one. Yeah.
Well, I definitely vouch for this one. I have a couple at home. It just feels right in my hand. I don't know how to describe it, but I like that they have this little loop here too, so I guess you can tether it.
Exactly. Yes, if you're working at heights, you're able to tether that off to yourself so that if you do drop it, you don't have to worry about it falling and harming someone. The next most popular is the H1. Now this is more of a construction grade knife. It comes with a 25mm blade, so it's a bit thicker than the one that comes with the L1, which is an 18mm blade. Lots of people use this for cutting drywall and some thicker materials. I know people who cut plywood with these as well. So very durable, very strong, has a rubberized back grip as well, has a ratchet lock, so once you get it locked in there, it's not going anywhere. You can confidently cut. Those are our two most popular construction cutting tools. Our third most popular is the L5, and the reason that it's very popular is it has this extra tool at the back, which you can use for opening paint cans or tucking carpet underneath the baseboards, taking off wall plates if you're an electrician and you just need to pop off a wall plate really quick. Lots of people use it as a little pry tool. So it's very popular because it has that extra tool on the back. It also has a rubberized, what they call an X Comfort grip. So you get improved grip with this. It's also ergonomically designed like the L1, but also has that comfort grip so that when you lock that ratchet lock in and cuts really well.
Perfect. And which blade does this take?
So this takes an 18mm blade. In this one, we're actually showcasing what's called our speed blade. The speed blade is a proprietary product to OLFA. It's actually coated in a proprietary coating, which gives it less resistance when cutting materials like cardboard. So compared to like a steel blade when cutting, and I'll let you do this test so that you can feel it. Just cut a little piece of the cardboard here with a steel blade.
Oh yeah.
And you feel it cuts pretty easy, right? Very sharp. And then if you try one of our black blades, just our regular black blades, which are honed in additional time, so they're about 25% sharper than our silver blades, you'll notice that was much easier to cut.
Much easier, less resistance.
Exactly. And then when you go up to our speed blade, give that one a try.
Okay. Oh, how do you snap a blade?
So there's many different ways to snap a blade. The proper way that I would recommend snapping a blade is using the backside of the actual knife itself. So you'll notice on the front side here that it has an opening here, is like a groove where you can actually see the blade go through. So if you were to snap it on this side, there's a good chance that you're actually going to bend one of those sides. So we always recommend snapping it on the back. And what you want to do is line up that line on the blade with the end of the cutting tool. Now, what we recommend using is a proper snapping tool. So this will actually snap the blade and dispose of the blade properly.
I love that.
Yeah, most people will just snap them on sites. They go flying, they end up in the garbage can, and then when the janitor goes around to do his job that he's told to do and push down the garbage, he could end up with a blade in the back of his hand. He could, throw the bag over his back and end up with a blade in his back. So this way, if you snap a blade into our snapping tool, it goes right inside.
Very cool. This is an awesome device, and I believe it's reusable too, right?
It is. So if you just undo that screw right there, it releases the top here of the box, and you're able to then dump them out. Since we were talking about blades, I'll talk about one more cool one that we have, which is our solid blade. So you'll notice this is a solid blade, right, compared to our snap blades. The good thing about this blade is if you're cutting some materials such as silicone or anywhere where you actually need to really get in there to cut, the blade will bend like this to cut.
Interesting.
So you don't have to worry about it snapping off. With one of our snap blades, it will snap. You'll go through blades faster. So it's very good for certain applications like removing silicone. Another good application is cutting through thick materials such as styrofoam or insulation, where you don't want the blade to snap off mid-cut, right? Because then you gotta get a pair of pliers and try to pull the blade out or try to get it out of there, and then you gotta get another blade and then finish your cut. So
interesting.
This is a good solution for thicker materials and for cutting things where you need to be able to bend and really get in there, such as silicone, removing it from a bathtub or a windowsill.
Okay, what's this weird tong-looking cutter?
So this one is actually a bag opener.
A bag opener.
A bag opener. So it's good for plastic bags, paper bags as well. I will show you an example here on a piece of paper just to show you. So what you do is you actually just take the opening of the bag opener, put pressure on, slide it out, and then it cuts the bag.
I love it.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
It's great for packages that everybody's receiving in the mail from online orders and so forth, to be able to just slide it in and
I love
cut
that.
away.
So satisfying.
I'll let you give it a try too. It's very easy, very
it's
smooth.
Super satisfying.
Safety, as you know, has been a growing market segment for cutting tools. People who work in factories and different manufacturing plants want to make sure that their staff and employees are going to be able to cut something safely and efficiently. With our safety cutting tools, such as the SK4, the blade will automatically retract in when you're done doing your cut. So you have to hold it out to start your cut. Once you get friction on the actual cut, for example, you'll notice the blade stays out.
Right.
And then once you're done your cut, snaps right back in.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, another cool feature about the safety tools that we have are that you're able to use them right-handed, like I'm showing, or left-handed, just by opening, removing the blade, and switching it around like that. This is now a left-handed cutting tool.
So which blade does this take?
So this takes one of the smaller double-sided blades that we offer. So the good thing about these blades is that you're able to use both sides. So if one side starts getting dull, you're able to just flip the blade over, and then you have a brand new blade. Only our blade, safety blades, will work in our safety cutters as well.
So who would use a safety blade?
They're often used in warehouses and manufacturing plants because it's a safe option for the staff to use, and the upper management doesn't have to worry about there being workplace injuries and so forth due to opening boxes or cutting various materials.
I guess because they like to put their knife in their pocket a lot of the times, and you don't want to get a prick when you do that. So
Exactly. You don't want to leave the blade out, and you don't have to worry about that with one of our cutting tools. The next one that I'd like to showcase is the SK9. It's very similar to the last one that I just showed. You're able to do the same thing where it's right-handed or left-handed by opening that and flipping the blade around. And it also has this additional tool at the back. So very similar to our L5 that we were talking about. With the SK9, it has this tool that you're able to open paint cans with, you're able to tuck carpet under baseboards, you're able to take off wall plates, or use it as a little pry bar as well. So it has all the great features that the auto-retracting SK4 that we just talked about has, and also has the extra tool, sharp blade, and can be used left-handed or right-handed.
all right, so we have a really strange looking blade over here. Tell me about this one.
So this one is a concealed blade, also one of our safety cutters, and it is a replaceable head. So if you just pull down on this red lever here, you're able to take off the head and replace it with a new one. They are honed the same way as all of our other OLFA blades, so they are extremely sharp, but it's concealed. So you don't have to worry about getting a finger in there or anything like that and accidentally cutting yourself. But it is very sharp. It'll cut up to 3 wall corrugated like we're showing here very easily with no problem. It will cut through 3,000 pound straps. It'll cut through just about anything. It's very, very sharp and safe and changeable as well with the head. Now, we do offer a disposable version of this as well, which is showcased right here. It is the SK15. It has that same concealed blade that we love in the SK16. We'll cut the same cardboard that I showed the SK16 cutting as well.
Oh.
Right. And is disposable. So when this one gets dull, you just throw it away and use a new one. Okay, this one is also NSF certified, so you could use this for food manufacturing.
Oh, great.
It has metal shards actually put inside of this plastic handle, so it will show up on a metal detector.
All right, what's up next?
We have one of our other safety tools. This is the SK10, another concealed blade. As you can see, it's concealed right inside there. If I open it up, you'll notice that there are 3 different spots for you to actually move the blade. So the cool thing about this one is as it dulls here, you're able to open up the blade and move it up and you basically have a new blade.
Interesting.
Once that one dulls, you can open it again and just flip it around. It's becoming more popular. We've actually had some customers look at it for 911 emergency response people to be able to cut seat belts and so forth as well.
Can it cut a harness?
It can cut a harness.
We should try that. So let's say we do fall protection certification here at International Safety, and if a harness does not pass and we have to send it back to the customer, we have to cut it.
You have to cut it.
We have to cut it.
So this would be a great tool for that.
Wow, just like that. All right, so I see a really interesting looking knife here, this brown one.
So this is actually one of our newer handles. This is a wood composite handle. It is made of about 80% wood and 20% composite materials. The reason why they came out with this isn't to be a novelty item. Many people think because it's a wood handle, it's a novelty item, a good gift for somebody, which it still is, but it does have a couple cool applications for it. You'll notice with OLFA, they pretty much have a cutting tool for every application, as you mentioned earlier, and this is no different from that. So with the wood composite handle, with all of our other handles, they're either made of ABS or rubber materials. And when your hand gets wet, grimy, greasy, and so forth, your hand tends to slip when using those materials, even with the ergonomically designed handles. With this handle, the 20% composite materials that are in here actually help improve your grip when your hand's wet or greasy, so that you don't slide. It comes with one of our black blades, which I mentioned earlier are about 25% sharper than our regular steel blades. So you get a very high performing blade along with a ratchet lock. Next, we'll talk about some of our scrapers. So this is one of the scraping tools that OLFA has. You'll notice it has a very sharp blade on it. They are replaceable. The cool thing about all the OLFA tools is that they don't actually require a tool to change any of the blades. So with this one, for example, you just unscrew this a bit here to loosen it. You flip it over, push where it says push, and then you're able to pull the blade out. So this is used for scraping off adhesive, for example, off of underneath carpet. When people remove carpet, most of it's held down by an adhesive. And to get that off, you have to scrape it. So that's what this tool is very good for. Some of our smaller scrapers, some window places used to take off decals and so forth. Whenever you have a material that's stuck on something that you need to scrape off, that's where our scrapers really perform well.
Really cool.
It also has a metal point at the back, so you can use it to actually hit it with a hammer.
Oh.
So if you have a really tough piece of adhesive that you can't get off, you can get it right under there and then smack it a couple times with the hammer to be able to pry it up.
And you also have a series of scissors.
We do have a series of scissors. The scissors are very popular. This is the smallest size. It might be hard to see on the camera here, but one side of the scissor is serrated and the other side is not. And the reason is so that it holds the material that you're cutting for you so that you're able to cut easier. And they're very sharp.
Interesting.
As you can see, they are very sharp. Gets through like no problem. This is the smaller size. They do a 5-inch version up to a 7-inch version. The 7-inch version is probably the most popular just because of the size. The handle will get larger with each size as well. but they are honed the same way as all of the other OLFA blades. So you get the same sharpness that you know and love from our OLFA products in our knives as well. So up next, I have one of the smaller scrapers that I was touching on that are really good for removing decals and so forth off of windows. So this one, for example, actually has a blade cover attached to the top that houses all of your spare blades.
Oh, wow.
So all the spare blades that you need are right inside here.
Can you open it up?
I can. So all of your spare blades are right in here. Changing one is as easy as unscrewing this dial right here, sliding down this portion of the back, and then removing the blade. Then when you get your new one, you slide it just right back in there and screw that on. So you're able to change it in seconds.
I love that you don't need a tool to change it.
You don't need a tool to change any of our blades. It's a really cool thing about OLFA. One of the next ones that we have, we talked about some of our retracting safety knives. This is a fully automatic safety knife that I'd like to talk about next. So this is the SK8. The cool thing about the SK8 is, like I said, it is fully automatic for safety. And what that means is once I start actually cutting, you can make your cut and then it snaps in right away, even if you're still holding the blade out.
Interesting.
So it'll always just snap right back in right after, even if you're holding the blade out.
Interesting. So compared to the other safety knives, you have to release.
So the other ones will automatically retract, but you can let go of the lever.
Got it.
Right? And it'll automatically snap right back in. Whereas this one, even if you hold it out continuously, it's going to snap back in no matter what.
What blades does this one take?
So this one takes a similar blade to what we saw in the SK10. Very similar, but a little bit different. You'll notice that it's actually cut here at the top and has 2 points of mounting instead of the 3. So it is proprietary to this specific cutting tool, but it's that easy to change as well. Just get in there like that and snap it back on. Another one that I'd like to talk about, which is another safety knife. This is our second NSF certified cutting tool that OLFA has. So this one is also food grade. You could use it in food manufacturing plants and so forth. The cool thing about it is that steel design. You can use it right-handed or left-handed like we can with all of our other safety tools. And it is designed to be cleaned. So you'll notice that it has these openings here at the back and on the front. And the reason is so that after each shift, they're able to clean and sanitize this for the next shift. So you don't have to worry about contamination between one shift to the next because they're able to clean this very easily. And it is also able to be detected in a metal detector, which is mandatory for food processing. One of the interesting things about this knife is when you actually slide the blade in, you'll notice that it has this knockout and that knockout there, as well as the round one there. The round one is to be used in some of our other safety cutting tools, such as the SK9, you'll notice there, for example, right? It does not have those additional cutouts. Whereas for this specific food grade cutting knife, it gets held in by these 2 pins right here. And those pins slide into those 2 openings to lock it in. So if you're switching it from a right-handed to a left-handed knife, you slide it back in there like such, and then you line up these pins with the blade and snap it back in.
Interesting. All right, what is this pizza cutter looking thing over here?
So the pizza cutter looking thing is actually one of our rotary cutting tools. People use this to cut upholstery or do crafts and hobbies and so forth with it as well. There's a few car seat manufacturers that I know that use this to cut the upholstery for the car seats because they're able to very easily steer it and guide where they want it to cut and so forth. So if they have to do kind of a looping cut or be very precise, you're able to do it very easily with this tool. It actually protects the surface underneath as well, here with the plastic bottom, so that you don't have to worry about it harming anything underneath.
All right, we have one more over here, which looks quite interesting.
So this one, it's in one of our H1 handles, which we talked about earlier, that has the rubberized grip on the back and so forth. It's a 25mm blade. And in this one, we're showcasing hook blades. And these are actually snap hook blades. So it comes with 5 different hook blades in one on this tool. Very commonly used by roofers to cut shingles and for flooring companies as well, to cut laminate and other materials as well. On site very easily because they're able to hook around it and cut very easily.
So let's take a close-up on these blades. Just tell me one by one again how these are.
Absolutely, we have them all laid out here on our OLFA self-healing cutting mat as well. I have them kind of laid out by size and application as well. So these two here on the right that you'll notice are our trapezoid-shaped safety blades. This one here at the end has a rounded tip, so it's a little more safe for direct contact here on the end, whereas this one here has a pointed tip. They offer them in both options.
So how would you help an end user decide which is right for them?
So the rounded tip is going to be safer. You don't have to worry about it poking you as much right there on the tip, whereas this one you do have to worry about that. So it really depends on what material they're cutting, if they like that pointed tip to really get into that material to cut, or if they're just cutting something like cardboard or like a smaller material like a paper or something like that. They're able to use the rounded tip where they don't really have to apply too much pressure to be able to make their cut. We have our 18mm blades. The first one is our stainless steel blade. This comes standard in most of our cutting tools. Beside that, we have our black blade. This one is honed an additional time, so it's about 25% sharper at the beginning of its life. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to last 25% longer because it really depends on what materials you're cutting to determine the life of the blade, but it's about 25% sharper than our stainless steel blades. Next, we have the speed blade. The speed blade is very similar to our black blades, but it is coated in a proprietary coating, which creates less drag and less resistance when cutting through certain materials like cardboard. So you'll notice that when you cut with the stainless steel blade, and then you cut with the black blade, and then you cut with the speed blade, it gets much easier as you go to make that cut. Next, we have our solid blade. So the solid blade, you're able to bend. You don't have to worry about it snapping like the rest of our snap blades that we were discussing. So for cutting certain materials where you really need to be able to get in there and bend, or some thicker materials where you don't want it to snap, that is a great solution for you.
So when deciding, other than the price point, how would someone decide which blade is right for them?
It really comes down to, one, what material you're cutting and personal preference. There's some people who just prefer to go with the stainless steel blade because it is a good performing blade. It's not quite as sharp as the black blade or the speed blade, but the price point is better. So some people just prefer to go with the price point. If you're going through lots of blades and you're cutting some very thick materials where you're going to go through them a lot, most people will just go with the stainless steel blade because they're just going to go through a ton of them. So the cost savings for one of those makes sense for them. If you're cutting other materials where they tend to last a little bit longer and you just want ease of cut, then I would go with one of our black blades or one of our speed blades.
Got it. Okay. So depending on the application and obviously the amount of resistance someone wants to go through.
Exactly. Exactly. Next, we'll jump into the 25mm blades. These ones are most used for construction. So many people cut drywall with these, they cut plywood with these, they cut acrylic sheet with these, they cut flooring with these. So that's just a thicker, more solid blade you can apply more pressure to, and people who work in construction just find more confidence when using one of the 25mm blades compared to one of the 18mm blades. Like I said, you can apply more pressure and they just feel like it's a safer cut to use one of those thicker blades. Whether it's one of our aluminum blades, whether it's one of our black blades that's honed an additional time, or one of our hook blades, which is good for certain flooring materials and for shingles and so forth. it has many different applications for the construction industry.
And you guys also sell these OLFA self-healing mats as well in a variety of sizes.
We do, yes, in a variety of sizes. The one size actually has measurements on it so that you can be very precise with your cut. The other side you can cut on as well, and it's just a clean slate. So if you don't need measurements and so forth and you're just cutting at random, the other side's good. If you would like to be more precise and go off of any measurements that we have here, this side of the mat is what's for you.
All right, well, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you so much for demonstrating and showing us all these products.
Well, thanks for having us. I really appreciate you giving us the time to go over all of our cutting tools, knives, scissors, scrapers, and rotary blades with you and your viewers.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. It really helps the channel. You can get OLFA products at internationalsafety.com, and we'll see you in the next one.